Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I'm talking with medtech industry leaders on how they change lives for a better world.
The inventions and technologies are fascinating, and so are the people who work with them.
There was a period of time where I realized fundamentally my job was to go hang out with really smart people that are saving lives and then do work that would help them save more lives.
I got into the business to save lives, and it is incredibly motivating to work with people who are in that same business, saving or improving lives.
What better industry than where I get to wake up every day and just save people's lives?
These are extraordinary people doing extraordinary work, and this is The Leading Difference. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Leading Difference podcast. I'm your host, Lindsay, and today I'm delighted to welcome as my guest, Ofer Shalev. Ofer is the co-founder and CEO of NewPhase. With more than 25 years of management experience in the high-tech and biotech industries, Ofer leads NewPhase operations and is pioneering a breakthrough nanotechnology-based treatment to transform the management of stage 4 cancer. Ofer combines deep technological insight with strategic business acumen. He previously served as CEO of several technology companies, including Redent Nova, which led innovation in dental medical devices alongside his co-founder, Dr. Raphael Hoff. Earlier in his career, he held senior leadership roles in the banking sector, including serving as VP of Operations, which strengthened his foundation in large-scale operational excellence. He holds an MBA from the University of Edinburgh and is recognized for guiding multidisciplinary teams, driving complex R&D initiatives, and scaling companies from concept to global market presence. At the core of his work is a clear mission to redefine the future of cancer care by offering patients a safer, more targeted, and more effective treatment, one that not only attacks tumors, but also preserves the quality of life. All right. Well, welcome to the show. I'm so thankful you're here today.
Thank you, Lindsay. Good evening. Very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too. So I would love if you wouldn't mind starting off by just sharing a little bit about yourself, your background, and what led you to medtech.
Well, I would say that during the year, I had extensive managerial experience across many multiple sectors, including industry, high tech, banking, and obviously life science. I've also to mention that about 50 years ago, in my experience, I was a fighter pilot in the Israeli Air Force. It was, again, about 50 years ago. I would say that it probably significantly shaped who am I today. I mean, it developed my ability to take a calculated risk, for example, or to act quickly and precisely, to plan ahead, to build contingency plan. So all that kind of thing that probably was very relevant to the time I used to serve in the Israeli airport, but also very relevant to the industry. Okay. And furthermore, I would like to say that probably I am highly motivated by challenge. It makes my day. In addition, I am a father to 4 children and a grandfather of 7 grandchildren. And I do hope that at the end, I will have about 12 grandchildren. So the kids have still to work about it. Yeah. And I would say that you asked about myself. So probably I have a very, very strong belief in the past, in the way that I'm choosing. It's, I would say, enabling to overcome about the difficulties, mainly when you're looking for challenge, especially in a new and the unfamiliar field, like in our case of NewPhase. And furthermore, I truly believe in the word never give up. You will find solution to everything. Never give up. I like very much, as I mentioned before, to meet a challenge and to overcome our challenge many times by breaking some problem into pieces and then to assemble it again. Furthermore, I would say we met many problems in our life. I think that we have to focus about the solution, not about the problems. You cannot change problem, and it happened. But let's try to find and to think about how to find the right solution to it. And I would say that I feel very, very, very good to operate or to function in a turbulent area. I mean, I like it very much. I know that not anyone like it, but I feel very good in this area.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing a bit about your background. I have so many questions, but I would love to actually learn about what you're doing right now with New Phase because I know you're passionate about it. There's a lot that goes into cancer research and treatment, and I know that that's been such a challenge for so many years. And I love the fact that your company is really diving into that challenge and tackling it. And I was just wondering if you could explain where the concept of New Phase came from and what exactly makes your company so unique in this space.
So the idea came that was 15 years ago, while me and my partner, Dr. Ofer Shalev, we were involved with some other company. And after that, at that time, his mother, her name was Sarah, she had the lung cancer. She passed away. And during that time, we had a very many time conversation about the disease. None of us it was oncologist, okay, by training. But we have many discussion about the treatment, what are the relevant treatment that are available, etc., etc. And after she passed away, Rafi, who is a great technology guy, came with this idea of nanoparticles and hyperthermia. And we start to work about it. And again, we have to learn, both of us, we have to learn a new area of technology, of biology, chemistry, of physics, engineering, regulation, everything. And it was not only that we have read and learn about it, but we decide also to, let's say, to jump into the pool, into the water. We put each one of us put some money. We hire some chemists. We also hire from one of the university in Israel some space. Usually, I believe it's the right way to develop a company. To start and building the company in the garage. Okay, right. And true, you have to. You cannot just think about it. You have to do something. And the outcome was actually the proof of concept. We show in the in vitro under microscope how some very primitive nanoparticles, while being irradiated, cause damage to the cancer cells. And that was the time that we founded New Phase. I truly believe that it's the right approach, that first you have by yourself to deliver, to show the proof of concept. Then go to investor and try to convince them to invest in your company. So that was what we have done. It was a very long way. The company was founded 13 years ago. The vision didn't change. From the beginning, the idea was to prolong life of cancer patients, and in addition to maintain the quality of life. At that time, we used the word of chronic treatment or managing the disease. And many of the people that we met, a skeptical one, said, but you don't cure the disease. So we explained that, as we see, in the next 20 years, nobody will cure the disease. But for the meantime, people have to live. Now, the vision is still today. It was implemented into a technology. But yes, the technology was changed several times along the year. But the vision is still here. And that is the outcome as of today. We already treated 33 patients with stage 4, 6 of them in a Mayo Clinic, very distinguished hospital. I would say ranked number 1 worldwide. A great cooperation with them. I would say that till the summertime, we will treat another 6 patients. And after that, we move to the feasibility study, where we will have to choose few indications. And we will add another 2 US hospital to join to the feasibility study. It's become a product. As I mentioned, we treated already 33 patients. We have about 14 patents already granted. We have since we really believe that we are a deep science company. So we truly believe in the scientific-based evidence. And we already published 9 peer-reviewed scientific articles. We have done a lot of work and success with the FDA. First, and again, it was a breakthrough idea to succeed and get designation of medical device. although we infuse nanoparticles into the body, but we convince the FDA that although we infuse nanoparticles, hence our mode of action, primary mode of action is actually engineering one or physical one. And therefore we were designated as a medical device, which again saved a lot of budget and time while reaching to the clinical study. And then later on, we got the IDE, the approval to start clinical study in the US. So we have done a very, very long way. And I would say that it's very satisfying while seeing today that, first of all, we have a product, not only an idea, and the vision is still here. I mean, what we can see that many of the patients, although it's in the early feasibility study, and the main goal is to achieve safety and to show that it's non-toxic. So even though we succeeded in more than about 60% of the cases we treated in 9 different indications of cancer to reach to a stable disease. Let's say after 1 month of follow-up, the tumors and metastases are the same size, and there's no new lesion during the time. So yeah, I would say that it seems that we start to reach to the real game in the feasibility study, while we will focus about 2 to 3 indication. And the idea is to treat patients for at least, let's say, 6 months, and to show that we can keep them in a state of stable disease.
Yeah.
Furthermore, all the patients that we got, all of them are metastatic stage, let's say stage 4, which exhausted all other treatment. So many times, consider that in the retrospective data, before the joining to the study, the tumors or metastases have a progression rate of so-and-so % per month. And after our treatment is dramatically reduced or even stopped. So a lot of enthusiasm with the current status.
Yeah. A lot of enthusiasm and a lot of hope. I love what you're doing because, as you said, I mean, at that point, people probably feel so stuck and hopeless. And so to be able to learn that there is technology that is being actively worked on that can really help them.
And you also ask what is the difference that we bring to the market?
Mm-hmm.
So the hyperthermia is well known for many, many years to be a useful way to treat cancer, because cancer don't have resistance to hyperthermia. And let's skip about all the biology factor, but this is a well-written evidence in the literature. So, but usually all the current hyperthermia methodology is a local treatment, meaning you have to define where the tumor is, CT, MRI, whatever, and to try to hit this tumor either by infrared or inject directly nanoparticles into the tumor, etc., etc. What we are offering is a totally new approach of treating systemically in tumors at stage 4. Let's say in many cases, you don't know even where the tumors are in the volume of treatment.
Right.
I mean, we the torso area. It's not that we are trying to find tumor by tumor. No, we're treating the whole area of the torso. And by that, we can destroy the tumor, which in stage 4 are localized in different area. So this is one thing. The other thing that I would say that the stage 4, mainly people that exhausted other treatment, can be considered as an unmet need. And that's the population that we are focused about.
Yeah.
That's the population that we are focused about.
Yeah. Yeah. That is really incredible to hear. I love what you're doing. I'm curious, as you've gone about this process and 13 years worth of learnings and growing as a company, what is something that's really surprised you along the way?
Surprising. Well, I said before, when you start this journey with a deep belief in yourself and in your team, you're not really surprised. Yeah, I mean, no, there is a lot of surprise. I mean, we went in an area which nobody stepped before.
Yeah.
Nobody stepped before. But I would say it was obvious to me, at least, that, okay, we are thinking about the right approach. We are trying to find our way. We invest a lot about trying to read whatever is relevant. We are speaking with oncologists, learn from them in many times about the failure and try to make sure not to do it. So I'm not surprised. I'm very happy. And again, it was not by accident. On one hand, a very strong belief. And on the other hand, in-depth learning every piece of knowledge that we were able to collect.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so important. And I appreciate you saying it that way. I think intentionality is such a key component of leadership. And this is some of the conversations that I'm enjoying having lately is, and I'd love to get your input is, how do you go about intentionally creating the right team, the right vision, and the right culture to support the fact that you don't have to be surprised by things? You get to be happy, but you have the right framework in place.
So I would say that in terms of the team, it was changed and replaced along the way.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, by the way, even today we have 24 employees.
Mm-hmm.
6 of them are PhD. Along the way, since we need people that know how to read articles, how to analyze articles, etc. So I would say that we have in a company of about 6, 7 employees, 3 or 4 of them were PhD.
Mm.
There was a lot of self-learning to do. Later on, we start to make, okay, we have to develop. We have to build a product. So obviously, we mix this team with people that came with some experience from the industry. Furthermore, experience from the medical device industry. Okay, so I would say that along the time, the population in new phase becomes to be more heterogeneous.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because really, currently we have a product, so you need people about regulation, about quality, people that know very well engineering, people that have an idea about operation, and not only researcher. But again, at the beginning, all our employee came from the. I mean, we recruited about I think 3 or 4 PhD at the beginning to start with, and it will change along the way. Yeah. Now, you ask about leadership. So I would say that I can see the leadership not only about leading people, but also about pushing your vision. Okay, because again, at the beginning, an idea of changing the cancer disease into a manageable disease, it was not so well accepted idea. Anyone asked about curing, but we keep saying no. Currently there's not a real good chance of curing. Let's focus about prolonging life. Nowadays, it's common language. You can see from any drug company discuss the issue of management disease. But when we start with this vision, it was very hard to convince people about it. And obviously, many of them said, in a very skeptical way, you will not make it.
Mm.
So this is part of the leadership as well. Okay, I heard you. Let's meet at the end of the day, and we'll see who is the right one. So yeah, so I would say that in our case, leadership is mainly to maintain the vision, to push the vision, to develop the vision. Partially, it's about employees, sure, because at the end you have to recruit employees that will implement this vision into a technology, into a product. But I would say that in a company like New Phase, the leadership is more than 50% is about the vision.
Yeah. Yeah. Pushing the vision forward. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You had so many things at the beginning that you were talking about that I really appreciated. You talked about never giving up, overcoming difficulties, and loving challenges. And I think all of those are critical, of course, as an entrepreneur. But I'm also particularly curious about how you mentioned that you break down challenges into pieces and then rebuild. And I'm curious, where did that philosophy come from and how do you practically implement it?
Frankly speaking, I don't know from where it came. No, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, during the way, I had many chance to to rethinking about some problem that we solve. And I asked myself, how the hell we know what to do? I don't know. In many times, I would say that mainly because we try to simplify the problem to pieces, and then we have a breakthrough idea about it. It is not, I mean, the methodology is about breaking the problem into pieces. How to assemble it again, this is the breakthrough. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But do you find that maybe taking it apart, and so probably maybe part of it is, I wonder, when you've got a challenge, it feels big and insurmountable and you can't make any progress versus if you
Mhm.
break it down and you go, okay, yeah, maybe this as a whole feels like too much, but what about this one little piece that if I can overcome this, then it will push me forward in overcoming the ultimate challenge. I wonder if it's partly,
It it might be the situation. It's simple to
yeah,
deal with with a simple or with a partial challenge, partial problems, and then say, okay, I solve this issue. Let's try to solve another issue, and all of a sudden you figure out that hey, I have the full picture. I solve it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool. Okay, so, you've had an amazing career and not just within this space, of course, but before that. And I'm just wondering if maybe especially along this particular journey with New Phase, are there any moments that really stand out to you as affirming, wow, I am in the right place at the right time in the right industry?
Uh, yes, I think that it's no, it will, it will, I will answer you partially. I mean, once we decided to found the company, and that myself and my partner, Dr. Rashikov, we were after another company that we had, when he came with this idea, I thought to myself, if there are two entrepreneurs worldwide that are able to deal with that problem, it's probably the two of us. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Because the way that we work together, the way that we each one of us cover different area, how to build this kind of a crazy idea. I would say that really just only two people that are crazy enough and can work so well together can deal and succeed in this task. So this is the kind of memory that I have from the beginning of the company.
yeah, I love that. That's really cool. You mentioned also at the beginning that some of your experience as a pilot was really critical in helping you learn different skills or disciplines that help you succeed throughout your career and today. Do you mind just talking a little bit more about some of the things that you still hold on to as really important lessons learned?
Okay, now to be in a cockpit of
Yeah.
a fighter of a fighter airplane, just one that was there can understand what I'm speaking about. But it's the whole way of thinking.
Mm.
So I would say that from time to time, when I have a quite a big challenge, I, I I imagine to myself that I'm in the cockpit.
Okay.
But to think the same way that I used to think 50 years ago.
Mm.
Okay. Now, with regarding it to some advice, okay, to some other, let's call it this way. So I would say that first of all, choose a real breakthrough idea, not an idea that probably someone else did before or will make it after you. Try to find a real breakthrough idea because at the end you sacrifice a big piece of your life about it.
Mm.
So try to find something which is real something. This is one. Then you have to have a very strong backbone and remain committed to your vision. Yes, you might change the technology. That's okay. But you have to be committed to your vision. And furthermore, probably many times along the way, you will hear from people you will not succeed, it's the wrong way, etc., etc., etc. So Nowadays, when I hear this kind of a voice, I said, why don't you open the startup yourself? If you know it so well, why don't you open? Because you don't have the courage? And yes, courage is another component, which is very important to entrepreneurs that choose a way how to change the world.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. Okay,
Thank you.
so pivoting the conversation a little bit just for fun. Imagine that you were to be offered $1 million to teach a masterclass on anything you want. Could be within your industry, doesn't have to be. What would you choose to teach?
I don't know how to do it, but I would say it another way. I'd probably to teach people how to avoid or what to do while you are in a dead end.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate a little bit? Because I'm curious.
I think that your ability to believe in yourself is a key factor. Your ability to free your mind, not to focus about the current problem, but to free your mind, going outside and try to find some other idea is quite important.
Yeah.
Yeah, those kind of things. Probably I have to think about this kind of a masterclass.
That would be a great masterclass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And by the way, I truly believe that in order, I mean, at least that's what I'm doing. But besides that I'm working very hard, I try to read many books.
Yeah.
It might be biography. It might be historical novel. It might be a thriller. I try to be very, very diverse in what I am reading. I believe it's just fruitful my mind, and not to focus only about some scientific article.
I love that. That's great. All right. And how do you wish to be remembered after you leave this world?
Well, it's not something that I'm particularly concerned about it. Truly,
Okay.
I would say something else.
Okay.
I truly believe that true leaders are not focused about what people will remember about them. It is important that the vision will stay. It's important that the father and mother and children that have cancer in the family will be able to live longer life with a better quality of life. It's much more important if people know, hey, Ofer Shalev brings this technology to the market. That's the way I see it. I mean, I don't care too much what will people remember after I leave this world.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's beautiful. I love that. Okay. And then final question. What is one thing that makes you smile every time you see or think about it?
Well, that is very easy. You know, when you have so many grandchildren, so to hear the question, why did it happen? Why the bird is flying so high? The truth and simplicity of children and the way that they are thinking, that's really something that make, I think, everybody smiling about it.
Yeah. That's so fun. And I couldn't agree more. I have a few nieces and a nephew, and getting to sort of see the world again through their eyes and perspective is just really fun. It's joyful.
Yeah, it's a great chance to hear about a simple way of how the world should be.
Yeah, and curiosity. I love the never-ending curiosity.
And asking many questions. Asking question is a great benefit.
Yes. And
ask as many questions as you can.
Your whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, this has been such a great recording. I really appreciate you sharing your vision, especially about New Phase and where you hope that the company will go and the lives that it will impact. And I know you're well on your way. And I just want to thank you for not listening to the people who said, this is not going to happen, or we're trying to discourage you. I'm just so thankful that you're doing what you're doing. And we are honored to be making a donation on your behalf as a thank you for your time today to Feeding America, which works to end hunger in the United States by partnering with food banks, food pantries, and local food programs to bring food to people facing hunger. And they also advocate for policies that create long-term solutions to hunger. So thank you for choosing that organization to support. So really appreciate you being here today and just really appreciate everything you're doing to change lives for a better world.
Thank you very much, Lindsay.
All right.
Good evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Leading Difference is brought to you by Valentium Medical. Valentium Medical is a full-service CDMO serving medtech clients worldwide to securely design, manufacture, and test Class 2 and Class 3 medical devices. Valentium Medical's 4 units include research and development, pairing electronic and mechanical design, embedded firmware, mobile app development, and cloud systems, with the human factor studies and systems engineering necessary to streamline medical device regulatory approval. Contract manufacturing, building medical products at the prototype, clinical, and commercial levels in the U.S. as well as in low-cost regions in 1345 certified and FDA-registered Class 7 clean rooms. Cybersecurity, generating the 12 cybersecurity design artifacts required for FDA submission. And automated test systems, assuring that every device produced is exactly the same as the device that was approved. Visit valentiummedical.com to explore how we can work together to change lives for a better world.